I really hope we don't have any more earthquakes while I'm asleep again, or that's gonna be really sad. You guys are invited to my funeral though. Hey guys, it's Nicole. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe for more book and music, mostly Taylor Swift related content. Today I'm going to be doing a book reorganization video as I now have new shelves. I cleared out some shelves that are behind my bed. Those kind of turned into a mess already, but that's what we're here for today. I'm also going to be doing a little bit of a book unhaul. We'll see how successful that is because I have a really hard time of letting books go. And then at the end of it all, I'm going to show you my entire book collection. Currently it's kind of just organized like, well, I tried to do it by color at one point and then it kind of just turned into wherever I had room. I think my goal is kind of to do them by genre now. I still, even though I don't have that much, there's some stuff I just want to get rid of. I think there's a weird pressure like that I didn't realize was there until I started making book videos to like have the physical copy of every single book you read, but I'm definitely someone who gets pretty much every book I read from the library because like there's so many things I want to read and so many things that aren't in my comfort zone, things that I think maybe I won't like. Why would I buy them? That just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Yeah, I'm definitely a booktuber who's all for getting a library card for sure. I think only like 7 of the books I read last year out of 69 I actually had physical copies for. Yeah, I advocate for trying to save your money as much as possible. Unhauling whenever you feel like you should. But also like, yeah, I do want those floor to ceiling bookshelves as my background, not gonna lie. It's also like a weird pressure as a creator because like whenever I take pictures of my books for Instagram, like anything I really like out of a book, and people usually annotate and highlight things in their books. And obviously I can't do that if it's a library book, so I just kind of like blur out the parts that aren't the part I want to feature in a post. So I've tried to find ways to like work around that. I do want to fill up this one shelf that I just cleared out on my bed. It's currently kind of like a cat bed thing with like a letterboard. I want to keep the letterboard in there. I think I can create something really cute today with like my favorite titles and have that be my new video background where they're all like stacked up there. I have a whole vision. I'm so excited for this video. I think I'm going to need to get more to create what I'm after for that area, but of course I have like maybe 27 unread books in my collection, so I'm trying to stop myself. I literally bought a new book today, but you know, it was just one and it was on a really good sale. So, but before we get into today's video, I would like to tell you about today's sponsor. So a big thank you to today's sponsor, Wild Rose Press, for sending me these 2 books I wanted to talk to you guys about today. They're both kind of like romance genre books. So the first is called Betting on Love by Mary Beasley. Tempest Swan is out for revenge. Billionaire Leonard Allred's software program has put her out of a job. She makes a bet with a friend that she'll get Leonard to take her on a date so she can get retribution, but a fortuitous accident with an adorable nerd might just derail her vengeance. Leonard has reasons for hiding his identity from the public. It's worked well for him so far until he starts falling for the honest and witty Tempest, but how can he destroy their budding romance by admitting he's actually the guy she hates? So I feel like this definitely is going to be like an enemies to lovers trope sort of book. I'm excited to get to this. The next one is Angel in Shadow by Annette Miller. When Kristen Mentor's friend never gets off the plane from England, she knows something is terribly wrong. A stranger confirms her fears Jack McLennan has been kidnapped. Reluctantly agreeing to let the stranger help her, she knows he's dangerous, not only to the bad guys, but maybe to her as well. Grayson Stiles is given the assignment to find Jack, but he doesn't want it. To take the job will bring him face to face with his past and the painful secret he keeps. When he meets Kristen, he has a feeling this woman will challenge his past and possibly his heart. Definitely more like tense sort of romance. Definitely high stakes involved. I feel like this one's gonna be quite dark. Like I feel like this one's gonna have a lot of like cute moments in it, but this one is probably going to keep me on the edge of my seat. So definitely 2 different romances for 2 very different moods. So if either of these books sound interesting to you, I will leave the link to Wild Rose Press down in the description. And thank you so much to Wild Rose Press for sponsoring this video. Okay, so I'm gonna start by just taking literally everything off the shelves. It's gonna be so dusty though. You know what? We're gonna do it anyways though. It needs to be done. So now it's time to do that fun little time-lapse thing that is the only reason some people click on these types of videos. Okay, so I've got this super cute ship bookend thing over here, and I think because there's like a mermaid up here, and to stick with that whole theme, I think I'm gonna put like any mermaidy books I have. I think I only have 1 though. I might also put my fairy tale collection here, and any books that have just like blue covers that aren't part of a series that need to stay together, so I'm going to do that now. This is already stressing me out. Yes, that is a pool noodle on my bedboard shelves, because whenever I do read, I actually tend to lay my head back, like right on that edge. And my mom got tired of looking at me resting my head on that because it looked painful. She used the pool noodle she bought from when I had an employee discount at a pool store, cut it up and stuck it on that. She's actually cut that up and stuck it on so many things that people like stub their toe on, or like it's just like the designated go-to house cushion now. I'm just gonna start putting stuff on there because I already have a feeling what I want on there and I need to make room off the floor. Did I just put a bunch of classics next to the Twilight series? Yes, I did, because I don't want to look uncultured. I already feel like I want to change that. Now I think I want to do just stacks only and have this just in front of everything instead of like shoved back there. Yeah, that needs to be in front of a stack of books. Oh my god. Yeah, that's gonna look a lot better, I think. I'm pretty happy with this so far. I'm gonna add more to it tomorrow, but I need to stop for now. I did not anticipate how long this was going to take. So yeah, I think it's really coming together. Yeah, it's really late now and I have to go to bed. So I will see you in the next clip tomorrow. Hi, so it is the next day at 3 in the morning. Oops. I had a very stressful day, as you can probably tell from the zits that are now on my face. Because of that, I decided to buy 3 more books. I have not bought this many books in a while. I mean, that might not sound like a lot to some people. I went to Books A Million to replace that old To Kill a Mockingbird copy that I accidentally stole from my English teacher when I was in 10th grade because it's super ratty and torn up. So I replaced that copy. However, this book was in a buy 2 get 1 free area of Books A Million, so I also ended up with A Gentleman in Moscow and Normal People. I am happy with this because they're standalones. They're not series that I will feel I need to complete the ownership of, so that's good. I can just stop here. Okay, now there are like, I don't know, 20 something books that I have not read that I need to read. I bought 4 books in the last 24 hours, if we're also counting My Dark Vanessa, which I bought yesterday. Today we're going to finish this up. So I have not touched this since yesterday. I need to find a place for these books that I just bought because I'm weak. And I also realized the Summer I Turned Pretty series is out of order, so I'm going to fix that. Oh my god, I just realized my friend who sent me these books actually signed the inside cover here. She said, "Merry Christmas, let me know what you think of The Boys." I'm not a fan. She didn't really like this series. good background. I think I'm done. I don't know, I might still move stuff around. I really hope we don't have any more earthquakes while I'm asleep again, or that's gonna be really sad. You guys are invited to my funeral though. I actually truly think if they did fall, I feel like they would go that way. Don't quote me, I'm not a physicist, but that's just what I feel like would happen. These might fall on my head, but like I sleep over here, so that should be fine. How do we feel about that? I take constructive criticism in the comments. So now I'm going to just change my letterboard and like place that, I think, up on the top. I don't want to put it in front of books. I changed my mind. I think I'm gonna put it above me to make sure it's seen when I film, but I am going to change the quote on it to something from Turtles All the Way Down, I think, because that was a very recent read. I'm going to switch it for every video though. Okay, so I am finished. Oh my god, yes. Yes, yes, yes. This would make such a good filming background. If I just take care of this mess, it's over for y'all. So now I think I'm just going to give you a tour of what exactly I did, what is where, and what books I am getting rid of. Okay, let's start over here in this little corner. So these are all my like childhood books, like childhood. I have a Disney Princess collection, The Lion King. This is called Tuesday. It's like a picture book, but not quite like children's. An entire book that's like an art impression of like when pigs fly, but it like becomes frogs, and it's a whole thing. My grandma sent it to me. The Church Mice and the Ring, Brown Bear, What Do You See? I was obsessed with this book when I was in kindergarten. I remember it so clearly. Next is The Tales of Peter Rabbit. All of these little 90s babies will know. There's like some Disney stuff. It's these like gold backed books, whatever. I got rid of a lot of children's books, but like these I can't bear to part with. The Frog and Toad Treasury. I'm also missing my Winnie the Pooh collection. I think my mom took it. Honestly, I might get rid of this because I don't remember this too well, but it's like a kid's cookbook. And then we move over here to this shelf under my TV. We've got my Harry Potter collection. I want to display them all like as books, but I really like this box that they came in. It's super protective. However, the covers are so gorgeous, but like because they're so gorgeous, I want to protect them. This is my Home for Peculiar Children series, including Tales of the Peculiar. This is the Tales of the Peculiar advanced copy that came out before this was published. I don't know how I got a hold of this, now that I think about it. This is signed, and I included a little sweet cinnamon pumpkin candle because I feel like it fits the vibe of this like spooky fantasy kind of shelf over here. And then we have my like true spooky shelf. I haven't read this yet, but we have the X-Hex, Carrie by Stephen King, Need, the Daughters of the Moon series, but only partially. I have like the first 6 and then the 11th. Snow White and the Huntsman, Maleficent. I really wanted to put these two together. Spooky stories, scary stories, the ones with the original creepy as hell illustrations. Ruined, one of my favorite books of all time. The 9 Lives of Chloe King. I was obsessed with this in middle school. This copy is so tattered. Then we have my like dystopian, I almost said era, when you're a Swiftie. Here, there's only 2. This is part of a series, but I don't have the other 2. This is really good. This is also mind-blowingly good, but it makes you very thirsty. Okay, and then we have a little bit of romance over here, some YA, the only 2 Sarah Dessen books I own. Beneath a Starlit Sky. These are kind of like Hollywood YA fiction sort of things. This is the 3rd book in the Devil Wears Prada series, but it kind of acts as a standalone. It's again kind of like this Hollywood vibe, so these all go together, I think. And then we have some little paperbacks over here. My Sister's Keeper, amazing book. Confessions of a Shopaholic, amazing book. I don't remember reading this one, but I think I liked it. I think it's just kind of like contemporary fiction. And then I have these cute little stationery things my boyfriend got me. These push pins, and then he got me some binder clips. It's all cat themed, so it has cats and like paw prints all over, and then some cat shaped paper clips. You might not be able to see. Well, you can kind of like that one right there. It's cat shaped. Okay, and then we move over to this section. I really love how this looks. My mermaid section, if you will. I'm starting off with the only book I own about mermaids, which is kind of whack. I need to fix that. The Mermaid's Mirror, such a good book. 2 blue hued fairy tale copies, more blue books. Not much to say about these. I enjoyed all of these, so yeah, but I need to buy more mermaid books to fit in there and then maybe trade some of these out. Also, I could fit a lot more here, if you know what I mean, so. And then over here we have some like middle grade-ish books that I really enjoyed from my childhood. A couple more fairy tales over here. Heidi, Cinderella, and Other Stories by the Grimm brothers. Mary Poppins, a complete staple. Some other book that I think came with a craft subscription, oddly enough. My American Girl Kristen series. It was kind of like what introduced me to historical fiction in a way, I think, and which is now one of my favorite genres. Then we have The Best Christmas Pageant Ever. Then we have the Ali Finkel series, but only me, the first and the third book, I think. Philippa Fisher, Fairy God's Sister. That was probably the best series I read as a child, other than, there was another one by the same author, but it was like mermaid themed, and it was incredible. And honestly, I want to reread it. Might buy all of those. Adventures of a Cat Whiskered Girl. That one's really eccentric, like crazy eccentric. Dewey the Library Cat. It's about a cat who lives in a library. Yes, it is a true story. A little in-between type novel from the Molly Moon series, and one copy of Goosebumps. I really enjoyed Goosebumps. I don't know where my others went. Two little stuffed things, a sloth and a bear. And then we move down here to my, not sure what we're calling this over here. So these are all mysteries. These are the only like non-spooky whodunit Scooby-Doo type mysteries that I have. This one is so good, by the way. Also this one, those two are probably my favorites. This is a signed copy. This is not a mystery. I think I need to move this, actually. Dead End and Norvelt. This is also a signed copy. This is my two poetry books that I have. This is also a signed copy. And these are my two short story collections, I guess. And I have this wonderful goblet my boyfriend got for me. He just contributes to like my shelf decorations. And then over here, we have like nonfiction sort of stuff. I have a How Things Work book. My dad gave it to me and I thought about throwing it, but I think it'd be kind of cool to have that years from now, describing like how technology worked. It's already kind of old. I think it's from the 90s or something. I think it just would be cool to have over time. This is a Disney book, but not like a kid's one. It's about like the history of Disney, their first movies that they ever did. This is Before Marilyn. It's a nonfiction book all about Marilyn before she was Marilyn, aka Norma Jean, all about the Blue Book modeling years before she got into movies. Beyond Talent. This is a music industry book I had to read for school. All You Need to Know About the Music Business by Taylor Swift's lawyer, actually. This is referred to commonly as the music industry Bible. A songwriting tips book, a book about acting in television and commercials I got from John Casablancas when I was modeling for them when I was like 13. Colored pencil, how-to art book, writing prompts, Zinky Boys. This is such a good anecdote told book about the Soviet-Afghan War. This is a book about a slave revolt that my grandfather sent me. I haven't read it yet, but I'm really intrigued. How Not to Die, basically advocating for a plant-based diet, how to do that, all the science behind it. Almost Adulting, that name makes me cringe so hard. I guess she's a YouTuber. I bought this because I thought it would teach me how to live, and I'm afraid to throw it out because I'm like, what if I need something in here? Like when I move out again. And then we have kind of like the inspirational nonfiction. We have Soul Surfer, Demi Lovato's book. Now moving over here, this may seem kind of random. I have two romance books right here. The Glass Castle and Half Broke Horses, both by Jeanette Walls. This is a memoir. This is kind of like fiction-y, but it's based on a story about her grandmother. Patron Saints of Nothing, amazing YA book. These are all like historical fictions. This one also falls into the category of classics, obviously. Okay, and then we have like my coffee table books. I didn't really know what to do with these. The one without the title on the side is about food and wine pairing. This one is Newcastle Wit and Humor. My northern English friend sent it to me. Bad Habits I Learned from Grandpa. This is a very cute, like heartfelt type book. And this is about fashion. This is about cats, and this is about cats. Okay, now what we've all been waiting for. I might move these as I get more. Like I feel like my classics over here need to be moved, but I want the stacks to all be even. You know what I mean? I'm really struggling here. So I think the classics might go somewhere over here at one point, or maybe up there if I get more like YA that will fit here. So let's unpack this. I have the Selection series that I have not read yet that some of you guys have been hounding me to read. I have the Summer I Turned Pretty series, We Were Liars, Distant Waves, my favorite book of all time / comfort read, set on the Titanic. Amazing. I also have 3 historical fiction, little kind of like middle grade books about the Titanic again. Between Shades of Grey, heartbreaking historical fiction, Me and Arlen the Dying Girl, YA, more YA. I loved this book so much when I was in high school. 2 books out of the LA Candy series. I do not have the 3rd one. I wrote songs about those books. Fun fact. Everything, Where She Went. This is the sequel to If I Stay. In my opinion, the sequel's better. A Great and Terrible Beauty, I Am Not Your Perfect Mexican Daughter, Denton Little's Death Dates, Bunheads, 13 Reasons Why. And then we move into the classics. So I have Russian classics at the top, A Hero of Our Time, Fathers and Sons, Lord of the Flies, Cannery Row, White Fang. The ones that I bought in Ukraine in English, for some reason, have upside down bindings, which kind of bugs me, but whatever. And then this one underneath it doesn't have any, but it's the Jonathan Livingston Seagull one. The Giver, The Great Gatsby, The Road to Wagon Pier, 1984, The Handmaid's Tale, and Vox is not a classic, but it reminds me so much of The Handmaid's Tale that I had to put it there. Both of these are amazing books. Okay, now we move into the thriller section. Sharp Objects by Gillian Flynn, probably my favorite thriller of all time. Gone Girl, The Woman in the Window. This is not a thriller, but like kind of dark. I don't know. I thought it would fit here. I need to read it first of all. My Dark Vanessa. I have the entire Hunger Games series, including the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I have the Aurora Cycle series. Over here we have Jetty Cat Palace Cafe, which is a weird ass eccentric book my mom recently bought me. The Me Before You series, the Twilight series, and Friends. And over here we have all all of my John Green books. A Gentleman in Moscow, which I recently bought, Normal People I recently bought, and The Perks of Being a Wallflower, because that was the only thing that fit right here in this crevice. And then of course we have my little quote board that I will switch the quotes up on. This is a quote from this book, Turtles All the Way Down. Okay, and then because I know you guys are gonna ask, this is what I keep in these little drawers. I have a shit ton of vitamins. Yeah, it's basically just a shit ton of vitamins. These are chocolate vitamins. They're like for your skin. And then I actually have some little mints from Wild Rose Press, which sponsored today's video. Thank you again, Wild Rose Press. Over here we have a photo album full of Disney prints. Just kind of like sketches from the films, like rough drafts, I guess. Tiana's original dresses. It has like, I think 6 different movies or something. But yeah, I love that so much. I'm gonna keep this on a coffee table one day when I move back out. Oh, also, I forgot to show you. That's the box the Disney prints came in. I saved it. Flamingo Lights, and then 2 Nightmare Before Christmas cups. That's Sally and Jack, and it's like they're kissing. Over here are all my glasses. I have my actual glasses and then some blue light blocking glasses, a light for reading, a headlamp because sometimes I just want to use a headlamp to read, and some sleep masks. So over here we have some bookmarks, earplugs, headphones, and an adapter. And this is the last book to the last Warrior Cats series. It's from the library. I think this is going to be my TBR shelf, but that is the only book. Well, no, I'm listening to audiobooks right now. I'll get to that later. I have like an entire month to read that one. But yeah, as I start reading stuff that I own, I'm going to just stack them in that little cubby, I think. I had this whole plan that I was going to put books where my vitamins go, but then I didn't know where to put my vitamins. So now I'm going to show you all of the books that I am taking to a used bookstore for like credit, and I'll explain why I'm taking all of them. It's a good solid stack. I'm proud of myself. Okay, so first we have one of the books in the Click series. I don't have the other ones, and this just didn't have that huge of an effect on me like some of the other middle grade ones I have, so I think I'm just gonna give this away. It's in really good condition, and my mom didn't write my name all over it, so that's a surprise. This is an awful book. I got this a very long time ago. I think when I was in elementary school, actually. It's just so slut-shamey and weird. I want this out of my life. Next is Real Native Genius. So I had to read this for a college history class. It's basically about a black guy and a white woman who decided to culturally appropriate Native Americans for profit, and that sucks. And it wasn't glamorizing it, but it was just not fun to read about, and it was not well written at all. This is a book from middle school that I don't remember at all. This is weird. I thought about keeping this as like a coffee table type book, but it's like, it's just not fun. I don't know. It's not funny. There was one in here that says like, Prince, he loves his mother. Toad, he lives with his mother. And it's like, girl, have you seen The Economy? Here it is. Hate that. Next is this unfortunate copy of To Kill a Mockingbird that I stole from my 10th grade English teacher, and she moved to Texas, so I can't give it back to her, and I feel guilty to this day. Next is Slam by Nick Hornby. This was like okay, but it was just such a drug trip. Like, it's about some kid, and I mean kid, like I think he's like 13. He gets his girlfriend pregnant, and then like this apparition of Tony Hawk like saves him. It's so strange. That's like the most I remember about this. But he literally names his kid Rufus and calls him Roof for short. Can you imagine being named Roof? And then what, later they had a kid named Carpet? Red Hat Club. This was kind of okay and had some good moments, but it's full of boomers, and I can't do that. Devil's Tango. I tried to get into this so much. It also doesn't help that like the other ones in the series are not translated into English yet. It's all right. It's like fiction, but like weird and like kind of fantasy, but it takes itself way too seriously. I don't know. I wanted to like it. I really like the cover. It's spooky, but I think I'm done with this. So yeah, I'm feeling very pleased with this. Oh my god, my shelves are very cleared out and stuff looks not cluttered. Things were so cluttered for like 6 months there. Let me know down below if I should have gotten rid of any more, because I just showed you every single book that I own. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you want to follow me on my Instagram, it is right here, and if you want to follow me on my TikTok, that is right here. I will see you all in a few days for a reading wrap up, and I hope you have an amazing day. Bye guys.